Breaking right now, the cracks are starting to show at the Invictus Games. Look at this from Dormois, where you can see Meghan unable to hide her fury with her husband when she didn't think the cameras were on. It was, of course, followed by a PDA, but is it any wonder that Harry's annoyed, given this iPhone obsession that Meghan has at these games, and Harry has to pretend he's completely fine with having this phone in his face at all times, and just look how furious he becomes. Now, we know that there's loads of issues, and I think the problem is that these two are just trying too hard in so many ways. The thing is that at the Invictus Games, you are unable to hide. So look at this from the Royal Grift, who picked up something very good, saying Meghan being as rude as usual, more concerned about what people are saying online than listening to what this woman is telling her. And of course, it is all for the Instagram content. That is all she cares about, because she's acting like a teenage influencer rather than someone who is actually at a really important event that should be about the athletes and not herself. I need you to do something for me right now. It is free, it is easy, it is simple. Just hit that subscribe button on YouTube. That's because over 50% of you watching this video haven't done that yet. Oh, so I see we're continuing with the farce that Meghan actually speaks French. She doesn't, folks. Our royal mastermind, Prince Harry's biographer, Angela Levin, joins me now. Angela, it's been an extraordinary display, but actually, I would argue, in the real moments, you see the cracks between Meghan and Harry more than ever before. What's your take?
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, I was told by somebody who knows a lot that she keeps crying and saying to him, "Don't leave me, don't leave me." So I think that she's actually putting the biggest front she can, but it's sickening, isn't it? I mean, a woman of that age who's been married for nearly 7 years shouldn't be sort of, kissing him on the face and stroking his neck, and actually this one holding his face on either side so he can't move. It's absolutely pathetic. You can't, and I don't understand how she thinks that we believe that it's all true, because it's absolutely not. I mean, I feel she's hot and cold, isn't she? 1 minute she's furious, she's got that absolutely disgusting face where she wants to kill you, and the other one is that she adores him, and the language that she uses or has used on the Invictus Games is laughable. I mean, it's just ridiculous and nonsense. And she, I didn't think I was going to give a speech, but when I put my foot down in Canada, I was at home. How many homes has she got? She's got all the countries that she goes to. She says the same nonsense. And you can't believe it. But actually, what made me laugh was that she did the speech, and she said, "And I'm introducing you too," as if it was a sort of pantomime. Harry went on, and she stays there on stage. She doesn't move off. You don't sort of stay there looking at him. She pushes him towards the stage in the front, which is where he should go, and then she stays there. I mean, she doesn't dare let her darling move. I mean, it is absolutely, in a way, it sort of keeps you looking. You're hypnotized by such peculiar behavior. But actually, it's real, and she thinks this is the way to behave. Or she doesn't actually think it's the way to behave, but she wants to sort of con all of us. But most of us have got some brains and can see that
well, there's definitely a big con going on. There is absolutely a big con going on. But of course, we can see through it. And Angela, a couple of things which are broken in the past couple of hours, which I'll just take you through from X. lot of people doing good work there. The Royal Grift picked up on this moment and said Meghan hates this blonde woman who is talking to Harry, and she is not part of the conversation, and you can see that. There's this other moment where they've written quite sarcastically, oh, Harry and Meghan are so in love. And this is the problem. They can't keep it going for so long. And the Royal News Network has really picked up on this term, the limpet, and writes, for those uninitiated into the British slang term, it means someone clingy or dependent, someone disregarding or ignorant of another's personal space. I believe that would be Meghan Markle. The great irony is that Harry used to call Catherine that. And RNN went on, Meghan's constant clinging to him really makes the limpet designation seem very appropriate. It's never been this bad before, so things must be getting tense. The clinginess is not selling their love. I would argue it's doing the opposite. And so they're on the side of you for that, Angela.
Yeah, obviously it is the opposite, because if you love somebody, you're very comfortable. You don't have to keep showing them every sort of minute or two. You see Catherine and William, I don't want to just use them as absolute example, but you can see, and every now and then he just touches her back gently or gives her a look. It's natural. It comes up. This is not natural. It's actually organised, and Harry is probably fed up with it. You can compare it to his own speech, which is very serious. He was a bit like a pastor, very, very religious and behave yourself, everyone. But, it didn't go with Meghan's at all. And he laughed a few times, but he never actually drew her out or said, stop it, or, I love you, dear, but just be quiet. I mean, who can stand for that all the time? Drive you nuts.
That is for sure. Now, Angela, the other thing that has been really interesting over the past 24 hours is the parenting, or shall I say lack of parenting skills from Harry and Meghan are again being exposed to the world. First, can we talk about Harry? And I'll play it first, Angela, and then you can react. But this absolutely bizarre, and a lot of people have said irresponsible claim that he is teaching his 5-year-old, Prince Archie, about landmines. What? Talking to your 5-year-old about landmines? That could be rather traumatizing at 5, I would think. Yes, children need to know about the real world, but slowly. And also, of course, everything is about his mother. The mother complex is real. Paula M. was furious about this interview. She wrote, see, not only Meghan Markle is above saying the worst lies, exploiting children and his dead mother, how on earth would a 5-year-old even know about landmines? What kind of irresponsible father would expose a child to that, such a liar? And according to Taz, teaching his 5-year-old about landmines, is that before or after making waffles and talking about crocodiles? So, Angela Levin, this was totally bizarre. I mean, is he telling the truth, first of all? And if he is, should he really be doing that with a 5-year-old?
I think it's absolutely terrible to do that to a child, because the woman who he sees, he knows it's his grandmother and she's not here, but he must put together that she's died from this, and it can hurt him terribly. It might make him very, very worried and get nightmares. I mean, I think it's completely unnecessary. I think you can talk about something objectively, but even so, I don't think he's right at 5. I mean, children like, a bit of fighting and a bit of let's, win this battle and all that, taking sort of knives and pretending they're, swords and pretending they're sort of having a big battle. But actually, to go into great details about that, perhaps saying, oh, children lose their legs and their arms, and, 1 out of every 5 have that. It's really terrible. I mean, you are not actually doing what you should do as a parent. You shouldn't actually make a child understand that or know that. If they did ask you about it, and just say, oh, it just means when people blow things up, but don't have to worry about it. Next. You've got to be very careful with children that you don't scare the living daylights out of them.
Yeah, you really do. You really do. And I think he has. And then, of course, Meghan. Now, Angela, I know, I've reported for a very long time, Meghan does have a lot of issues in terms of her relations with young children. She's not very hands-on with her own children. What did you think, Angela?
What I thought was she's trying to copy Catherine, because Catherine does lots of art with little children, but they cling on to her, they laugh with her. She knows exactly how to do it. I mean, it's just in her blood, it just goes through, and it's lovely. Meghan doesn't know at all, but she's got to do it because she's got to prove that she's better than Catherine. So she just looks as if she's terrified. She's just trying to get one little bit of twig and another bit of twig. She doesn't really know what to do. And the children, it seems, don't actually follow her like these did. Look, they're hanging on to Catherine and they don't want to let her go. And most of them didn't know that she was even a princess. So, she's just got a wonderful relationship with children that she doesn't know. But Meghan is very, very awkward, but she can't let Catherine do better than her. It's endless.
Royally
to ask a child, it's the best thing, hear me.
And then she sort of yelled just in case anyone hadn't heard.
It's me, isn't it? I mean, it's just terrible. She wants to be humanitarian, but it's really meitarian, isn't it? It's all about her. She's not really humanitarian. She just, because you see that with families, but it's a meitarian. We can make a new word of somebody who just is completely obsessed with looking after themselves and presenting themselves to the world.
Well, Royally Sage posted on the kids 2 questions, Angela, which I'll put to you. Why is she struggling around kids? Doesn't she claim to be a hands-on mum? And maybe that is the issue. I don't actually think she is a particularly hands-on mum. She likes to say that she is.
Yes. Well, she says all sorts of things that aren't actually true. I mean, I don't know that. But you can see how often they go away and where she is and what she's doing. And I think that she probably wouldn't have too much patience for small children. But who knows? She might be very nicer than when she's there, but she's certainly not going to be there a lot. I mean, even now we've got them, they're away in Invictus Games, and then they're going away for a long holiday, and then they go away somewhere else. I mean, why they never feel they could take the children anywhere with perhaps 2 nannies to help her out, or even one, and she would be all right. But they're never taken anywhere, are they? I mean, it's a huge worry. And they'll get loads of people saying, you should know by now that there aren't any children. But, she certainly doesn't understand it. She pretended she didn't know what a lunchbox was, did she, at the Los Angeles fires that she was sent. She didn't know what that was. But then the next day she was saying, no, is this where Harry was talking and saying, even when he's making a lunchbox for the children, he will talk to Invictus Games because he's so keen on doing it. And he makes such a nice breakfast for the children. Who needed to know that? That was part of her speech. So one day she'd know what a lunchbox was. The next day,
so which is it? Which is
That's good. You did that. It's so funny. It is so.
Yeah, you've
funny,
got to laugh sometimes, don't you? Or you'd cry at the way that we're being completely misled.
Or shout.
Angela, the other big news broken by the Daily Mail in the past few hours, they are reporting that Invictus Games insiders have warned that Prince Harry's swipe at Donald Trump is a distraction that won't impress the veteran. So let me just take you through this reporting, Angela. They report that Prince Harry's apparent swipe at Trump after he called his wife terrible was an unwelcome distraction from the good work of Invictus, one insider told the Mail Online. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex have been accused of choosing to continuously insert themselves into the spotlight at the Games. And one volunteer told the Mail Online, they have become a distraction, overshadowing the veterans who should be at the centre of it all. A senior Invictus Games volunteer involved in the organising of the event in Vancouver and Whistler claimed Prince Harry's speech was a woke distraction that would not be welcomed by wounded, injured, and sick military personnel at the opening ceremony in Vancouver's BC Place Stadium. And they said, while we remain committed to supporting the veterans and their families, there is growing frustration over how Harry and Meghan have dominated the narrative. Public sentiment, especially among veterans, reflects this frustration. Most do not respect how they continuously insert themselves into the spotlight. Unlike them, veterans and their families do not see themselves as victims. Their woke agenda dies with veterans. And I just thought, Angela, wow, that is a damning indictment coming from people who actually do love the Invictus Games.
Yes, I mean, I feel that one of the key reasons why Meghan was kissing him and holding him and holding his arm so he can't move and all that and smiling for the camera is that she doesn't want anyone else to be in the spotlight. This has all got to be about her. And unfortunately, all the cameras follow them around because that makes very good stuff, doesn't it? You know, you sort of laugh of it or you like it or you think, what nonsense is this going on? But she's the most extraordinary woman who ever would do that in something like the Invictus Games, when it's all about people who have been injured physically or mentally, but she couldn't care less. It's all about her. And Harry tags along, throws in a bit of sort of hybrid stuff that I'm sure he didn't get ready himself because it didn't sound like Harry at all. And blow it. You know, I mean, there's not much you see of what's going on there apart from Harry and Meghan. And I think that's right. And I was contacted by a few Canadians who said that they're hating it because yet again she's taking all the spotlight and they didn't want her there, and she turned up anyway, and they're using a lot of money to stay, £5,000 in a hotel, which they feel that the Invictus is paying, and actually it's terrible. And they said to me here that they don't interested at all in Meghan, and they're not really interested in the veterans. They like the music, and they are more concerned at the moment with Trump's tariffs. He's going to put tariffs on the country, and that's it. They're not enjoying it. It's a waste of time, and there are a lot of empty seats, although they pretend they're not, and there were for the singing and celebrities, but actually people don't like it because it's all about Harry and Meghan, and you know, they should know better. It's been ruined since Meghan went along, but at least she didn't wear short shorts. I was very pleased to see that. That's about it.
Yes, and Angela, I think it is just worth mentioning to finish. Let's talk about the real royals and how they do their work without publicity, Angela. Just breaking this afternoon, some pictures have emerged of Prince William and Catherine, the Princess of Wales, comforting Leanne Lucas, the brave teacher who was trying to protect children in the Southport attack. Not sure how these got out, but these are from the October 10th visit. Now, that's from the Royal News Network. My belief, Angela, is that these pictures were actually released by Leanne because it also showed that she'd met Taylor Swift. And we'll take a look at these images, Angela, because they are beautiful and very, very special. Leanne Lucas is a hero. She put herself at great risk to try and save those children in her dance class. But isn't it telling, Angela, that this happened months and months and months ago, but we didn't know about it because William and Catherine don't always have to shout about their humanitarian work.
Yes.
The complete contrast to Harry and Meghan.
Yes, they are. You hear what you're supposed to hear, what they feel is right, but they don't tell you every detail of how good they are of going around and seeing people who've been very badly wounded or who actually have lost a child. You know, they don't do that. They don't want to stand ahead and show off. It's all showing off, isn't it? And I think with Meghan, it's actually an illness to be like that. How can you possibly be like that? It's beyond anything you can imagine. You know, You
Just
want
look
to,
at that lovely moment between Catherine and Leanne Lucas. It's
yeah,
genuine.
look at Catherine's face, you see.
Totally.
I mean, her face is giving her every possible
Yeah.
feeling of warmth and love and comfort.
Several clips from the Invictus Games quickly spread across social media, with viewers closely analyzing Harry and Meghan's body language during public appearances. Some online commentators claimed Meghan appeared frustrated in certain moments, while others argued Harry looked uncomfortable during repeated photo opportunities. As with any body language analysis, these interpretations are subjective and should not be treated as fact. However, the attention these clips received demonstrates just how closely every public appearance by the Sussexes is now examined. Instead of conversations focusing on the competitors, much of the online discussion shifted toward the couple themselves. Another major talking point involved Meghan's social media content during the games. Supporters viewed the behind-the-scenes videos as a way of connecting with audiences and promoting the Invictus event. Critics, however, argued that the content placed too much focus on personal branding rather than the athletes. This reflects a broader challenge facing public figures in today's digital age. Every post is interpreted through different lenses, making it nearly impossible to satisfy everyone. Regardless of perspective, the online reaction shows how influential social media has become in shaping public perception. Whether viewed positively or negatively, Harry and Meghan continue to generate enormous public interest. Supporters argue they bring additional visibility to charitable causes. Critics believe the attention surrounding them often overshadows the events they attend. Both perspectives continue to shape the broader public conversation. Ultimately, the Invictus Games remain an important international event celebrating courage, recovery, and determination. Those achievements deserve recognition regardless of the surrounding media narratives. As always, many of the claims discussed in this video come from commentators, media reports, and public reactions rather than official confirmation. Only Harry and Meghan know the true nature of their private relationship. What is certain is that every public appearance they make continues to attract enormous attention and debate around the world. What do you think? Did the Invictus Games coverage become too focused on Harry and Meghan, or is that simply inevitable given their global profile? Share your thoughts respectfully in the comments below. If you enjoyed this analysis, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for more royal family news and commentary. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.